Chapter 12, 68. Shadows in Snowy Mountain. Translator. Atlas Studios. Editor. Atlas Studios. Old ancestor Shu Hu displayed the power that belonged to the strongest of northern plains. In possession of such vast might that shook heaven and earth, his great power would drive off deities and scare off ghosts. Old ancestor Shu Hu is indeed worthy of being called the strongest of northern plains. Bi Chen Tian was not arrogant. These experts were beyond ordinary. With just a few exchanges of moves, Bi Chen Tian knew he was not Shui Hu's match. Edge link. Camp was shaking continuously and even looked like it could not bear old ancestor Shui Hu's tyrannical offense. Unfortunately, old ancestor Shui Hu, you are only one person, while we have two rank 8 Gu immortals. Wei Lingyang sneered and said to Bi Chen Tian, I will leave the immortal Gu house to you. Bi Chen Tian transmitted his voice in reply, You can rest assured, I can hold on. If something is wrong, I will call you back. Wei Lingyang used his methods to quietly fly out of Edgelink camp. He naturally could not resist the strength of the fate-reversing sacrificial refinement formation by himself. But right now, most of the formation's power was being used to protect Snowy Mountain-blessed land, so the pressure on Wei Lingyang had decreased, and he was confident he could use his methods to go to each snowy peak. Because he was a Rule Path Gu immortal, Rule Path possessed a huge advantage in this aspect. Old ancestor Shehu was stronger than Wei Lingyang, but he could not compare in this aspect. However, Wei Lingyang had only sneaked half the distance when he was discovered by old ancestor Shu Hu's powerful investigative killer move. Where are you going? Old ancestor Shu Hu furiously shouted as he waved his hand. Immediately a boundless blizzard rose up from thin air. Heaven and earth changed colors. All living beings went silent. Wei Lingyang was immediately overwhelmed. Wei Lingyang was not discouraged by being obstructed. He constantly changed his directions to break through old ancestor Shui Hu's obstruction, and with Bi Chen Tian's cooperation, it was a very good tactic of distraction. Lady Wan Shou was breaking out in cold sweat. She did not have any mood to refine currently and was concentrating on this crucial battle. If old ancestor Shui Hu won, everything would be safe. Any danger would also take a turn for the better. If old ancestor Shui Hu lost, then everything was lost. All their efforts would burst like a bubble. Although old ancestor Shui Hu had high battle strength, the other side had two rank 8 Gu immortals and an immortal Gu house, Edge Link camp. On the contrary, the fate-reversing sacrificial refinement formation was of limited help to a rank 8 Gu immortal like old ancestor Shu Hu. Wei Lingyang wanted to pincer attack, which no doubt attracted a lot of old ancestor Shu Hu's attention, causing the latter to find it hard to use his full strength. If one of the rank 8 Gu immortals attacks the snowy peaks, the consequences will be unimaginable. Lady Wan Shou was filled with worries. Right now, Snowy Mountain-blessed land was already in danger that threatened its very existence. Lady Wan Shou, I have an idea which can let you resolve this danger. Right at this time, a message arrived in Lady Wan Shou's immortal aperture. This is... Lady Wan Shou was greatly shocked. Oh, because the Gu worm that had transmitted the message was one which Lady Wan Shou had all along kept in her immortal aperture and never used. Many years ago, not long after Lady Wan Shou had underwent immortal ascension. Inside a cave. Senior, so you were already here. This junior will leave. I don't dare disturb Senior from taking this true inheritance. Lady Wan Shou's heart palpitated at the surging aura released by this mysterious Gu immortal. But who knew this mysterious Gu immortal would suddenly say, Little girl, you could become a Gu immortal at such a young age, and also know your own limits, knowing when to retreat or advance. Quite good. I don't have the qualifications to take this true inheritance. I am willing to give this true inheritance to you, but after you inherit it, you need to tell its contents to me. You will also owe me a favor. If there is a situation in the future, you must help the person who uses this information path Gu worm. Lady Wan Shou considered for just a moment before agreeing. She actually had no other choice. Because if she did not agree, she probably could not leave this place alive with her cultivation level. If so, it was better to take a bet on this. Good. Come, we shall set the agreement. The mysterious Gu immortal smiled brightly while stroking his beard. This scene of the past quickly flashed in Lady Wansho's mind. She immediately replied, "May I ask if you also have interest in fortune rivaling Heaven Gu?" The Gu worm quickly transmitted the reply, "Haha, Lady Wansho, it seems you have genuine feelings towards old ancestor Shehu. Rest assured, we don't have any ill intention towards you. We only need you to refine a Gu material. If you can do this, we will help you and your husband to force back these central continent experts. Then I shall welcome you, honored guests." Lady Wansho nodded after a bit of pondering. After a while, a group of 4 Gu immortals appeared before Lady Wansho. They were Ying Wu Shi and the others. He Lu Lan, Tai Bai Yun Sheng. Lady Wansho immediately recognized 2 of them. The destruction of 88 Truyang building had caused the culprits to be hunted everywhere. He Lu Lan and Tai Bai Yun Sheng had become famous, together with Fang Yuan. Right now, Lady Wansho was very surprised to see these 2 great culprits. After all, previously, such a huge superforce like He tribe had taken the blame for He Lu Lan and was besieged by various Huangjin tribes before being annexed by Baizu tribe in the end. As for Bai Ningbing and Ying Wuxi, Lady Wansho naturally did not recognize them. However, what made her even more surprised was that the leader of these 4 Gu immortals was the weakest strength path immortal zombie, Ying Wuxi. "Distinguished guests, I wonder how you can help us repel the enemies," Lady Wansho asked. Ying Wuxi smiled brightly and spoke with assurance. "Lady Wansho, I know old ancestor Shehu had invited people to remove the alliance agreement on you from back then, but we indeed came with no ill intent. We both have mutual enemies, these Gu immortals of Central Continent. We are the best allies you can have. At this moment, you let us in. It meant that you still acknowledge the favor from back then and that you realize the dangerous situation you are in. But as long as you help us refine an immortal material first, everything can be solved easily." "What immortal material? Take it out." Lady Wansho extended her hands. However, Ying Wuxi shook his head, giving a bitter smile. "This immortal material is inside your immortal aperture, Lady Wansho." "Oh? It is that purple gold rock which old ancestor Shehu took from Northern Plains Zombie Alliance's graveyard in the past," Ying Wuxi replied. Lady Wansho's pupils shrunk slightly, letting out wisps of sharp light as she took out an immortal material. "This?" The 4 immortals looked at it. This rock was only the size of a palm and was shining in purple gold light. Ying Wuxi heaved a sigh. "Yes, it is this rock. So you are members of Shadow Sect." Lady Wansho exposed the identity of Ying Wuxi and the group. Ying Wuxi was not surprised, admitting frankly, "Fairy, you have great knowledge. I will trouble you." Lady Wansho nodded. As such, Central Continent's Gu immortals were indeed enemies of her, and these Shadow Sect Gu immortals. As the common saying went, the enemy of an enemy is a friend. Also, Lady Wansho glanced at the battle in the air, before turning her gaze to this purple gold rock. "What kind of immortal material is this? I was not able to identify it, and even others did not know. I won't hide it from you. I have already tried to refine this purple gold rock, but I had no results." Ying Wuxi smiled brightly, his tone carrying some pride. "That is because this is a special method of my Shadow Sect. Lady Wansho, you don't know the correct procedures and methods. I will teach you. You just need to follow them, and you will succeed." An ancient sword dragon was flying above the clouds as it finally arrived at Snowy Mountain Blessed Land. From the outside world, the scenes inside Snowy Mountain Blessed Land could not be seen. Life and death battles were going on in the Blessed Land. Storms and lightning razed the battlefield. But in the outside world, it was sunny and peaceful. They entered Snowy Mountain Blessed Land? Strange. Fang Yuan could not help but have some doubts. He knew old ancestor Shehu had turned Snowy Mountain Blessed Land into a danger zone, to refine fortune rivaling Heaven Gu. Ying Wuxi and the others actually entered it? Was this true or an illusion? Would it be like that time in Eastern Sea when Ying Wuxi and the others made arrangements in the Gu formation, creating a facade and deceiving Fang Yuan's Qi Lux sensation? But if it was true, it signified too many things. Fang Yuan hesitated. He had the upper extreme heavenly eagle, but it was not wise to rashly charge in. He decided not to charge in for the moment and simply wait and see.